Hey everyone, this is Derek here, and in this video we're going to be answering a very interesting question a number of you guys posed recently. Can you spectate a bot? So for those of you who do not know, the most recent global update to 0.9.0 and then 0.9.1 introduced the ability to spectate your opponent after you die. So first I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this on real people. So I'm doing that by just dropping boot camp on Sanhok, one of the most popular hot drop locations on that map. You can see using a pretty decent drop mechanics here. I actually did a pretty good job of judging the distance, which means I should be the first to land on the spaceship looking building in the middle of the compound where everybody enjoys landing. So let's go ahead. We've got some random junk. So I'm just going to see if I can get a kill or two just for fun, just because I did get here first. I figure might as well send one or two people back to the lobby, and then we will, even with the potato, and then we will, make sure that we die. That way I can show you exactly what I mean. So we got our kill for the match. Let's go ahead and fast forward to where I get taken out. So I see another guy up here. I'm starting to take some shots at him. I thought he was the guy shooting me, but it's actually a guy in the window. So good for him using the peek. Wasn't really exposing himself at all. And you can see here that we have the option to continue, spectate opponent, or share. So we're going to go ahead and click on spectate opponent. And now we are watching this guy who I will call Rish. So he's the guy who took me out with a nice peek. And he is going to go prone here. And I'm showing you that if you are playing either duos or squads, you can actually switch between the other teammates too, so you can spectate everybody. I'm playing a solo match, so that's why that switch button is there on the bottom right that I was just highlighting, but it doesn't really do anything because, well, everybody is on their own. So we hear somebody around. This is another real person, and he is just content being prone on this roof, which probably isn't the best idea. So let's just fast forward again, and you can see here is another guy. He notices him. He's waiting for him to come out the door. So he's waiting, and the guy just owns him on the ramp. So I'm showing you, the reason I want to show you this is because if this person you're spectating dies, then the person who killed them, that's who you're going to be spectating. So you can actually continue this all the way down. So I was watching just to see if this guy was going to get taken out or not, and he ended up taking out a couple people himself. So I was like, all right, he's probably going to go pretty far. So you can actually keep watching, the people until they win. So until you get to the eventual winner. So whenever somebody dies, you just spectate the person who killed that person, and so on until you end up watching the last person. So now we are going to try it with a bot. So this is probably what you clicked on the video for, and in order to do this, I figured why not drop a wrangle, drop somewhere that is probably going to not be very popular. That way there's a better chance that a bot spawns there, and I can die to the bot and see what happens. Oh my gosh, look at all the real people actually dropping out of the plane. Lots of real people in this match. I'd say probably like 10 to 15 right there, right initially. It doesn't look like anybody's going to Kameshki. Can't blame them. The loot is not the best. So let's go ahead and loot up. You can see using that, it was good drop mechanics again. If you're wondering what I'm doing there, definitely just watch my fastest way to drop video. It's super important, easiest way to improve your gameplay. Just looking around, I don't see anybody landing with me. So let me go ahead, grab a weapon. That way, in case there are any real people, I can take them out because I don't want to die to a real person. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to do this again. So let's go ahead and loot up at 5 times speed. And wait until we hopefully get a bot. So you can see there, just gonna go ahead, continue looting like normal just in case. And oh, there's somebody. I hear someone approaching. So hopefully it's a bot. Here he comes. And yes, he is. So we know he's a bot because he did a lot less than normal damage. I probably would have been dead if that was a normal person with only level 1 armor. So now comes the fun part. I just have to die to this person. So will I be able to spectate him? Will I be able to spectate a bot? Or will the game crash? Or how will it handle it? So he's running away from me. Come on, man. Keep shooting me. You're almost there. All right, there we go. And we're dead. All right, that's embarrassing. Well, hey, we have the option. So we can continue spectate opponent or share. Let's click on spectate opponent and see what happens. And what the heck? Where are we? Okay, so how this works, for those of you very confused right now, how this works is instead of spectating the bot, you actually spectate the closest real player. So this is the closest real player, somebody who dropped ruins. We saw all those people dropping out of the plane, and I figured why not watch him a little bit, just see how he does, make sure it doesn't crash or do anything funny. And so for those of you wondering the answer, basically, like I just said, you cannot spectate a bot if you click Spectate Opponent. If you die to one, you actually spectate the closest real person in the match. But I want to just show you guys, for those of you curious about how ridiculous this game is, this guy, Mr. 420 himself, I have no clue who this is, by the way. This is a random player. He might be Bronze League, might be Gold, might be Diamond or Conqueror. I don't even know. But anyways, he is a pro noob. He is a legitimate pro noob. At least that is what I'm going to call him. Because he does not have peek enabled. He does not put away his weapon to run. He runs in open fields, and yet somehow he actually plays the game pretty well. So props to this guy, and this is so I just wanted to see what happened. I was curious, random person I'm spectating, how well is he going to do? And not very well. So after this, I was like, all right, that's a bot. But this guy probably not gonna last too long, because the first real person who finds him probably gonna be able to kill him. He has a crossbow, because why not? He takes a long range shot, misses by a mile, because unfortunately crossbow takes quite a bit to travel, and there's a real person on the roof. That person, he has to be very careful. Fortunately, he is distracted because he's just running through an open field. So they have like a 3 or 4 way. There's actually like 5 real people in this building at this point. So this is just a ridiculous battle. He throws the stun grenades, stuns himself, unfortunately, because of course, why not? And like I said, this is just, again, I'm not making fun of this guy. He actually plays a really solid game, probably better than I could have played, but just the mechanics are hilarious, and yet it works. I don't get it. This was played in like Gold League, so take it for what it's worth. But I died to a bot, so this guy now he's gotten rid of the crossbow for a double barrel. A grenade almost takes him out there. That one of the real people on the roof there are trying to take him out. And, he just shot the wall. Okay, they now know where he is, but maybe he was testing to make sure it works. We'll do that occasionally. You can see here's the carnage from what happened on the roof there. There are like 4 crates, I think. This is ridiculous. I'm like, all right, he's dead now. This guy knows where he is. He's come up the stairs, gonna rush him. And then he lands the shotgun shells and the other guy potatoes. So the guy who just killed, or the guy who came out on top of that crazy engage on the roof that we were listening to earlier, totally potatoes, and then this guy double barrels them to death. So this is another bot. I'm just showing you he does not have peek enabled. He has a 3x scope. Who needs an extended magazine? Actually, he does have one on the M4 now, so he's moving on up in the world. And again, I'm just like cracking up watching this game. I'm having the best time because he's made the final 10. He's made the top 10 at this point. This guy is gonna gain a ton of ranking. Congrats to him for this game. But he's like just running through open fields. At one point, he decides to drive a vehicle, even though like it makes no sense, and yet it works. So you can see here that he sees a real person, obviously with a UAZ, driving up on that person he just killed. So he is just going to stand in the open. Who needs a tree or some cover? Now this guy was looting the person, so it was actually a good idea just to line up a couple shots, take some shots at him. But now, how the heck? So this guy knows exactly where he is. He's taking cover behind the UAZ. He's a real person. Just killed the person who was over there by the buggy. And now this guy's just going to try to flank him out in the open. So he's going to just stand there, take some shots. The air guy's going to not take shots. Maybe he's just wondering where he was. Maybe the yellow is camouflaging him very well. I don't know. But he doesn't even have a bush. And now, at this point, I was thinking, all right, maybe he's just going to blow up the UAZ. That's a solid play, right? Nope, no, he stops. He's just going to go for the flank again, just going to slowly make his way around the UAZ. And there he is. Here's the real person. He's popped out, and you can see this is a real person. Look at those shots. Takes him down to, gosh, about 3rd HP or so. But he's able to outlast him, gets a couple more clean shots. And this guy actually has really good aim. So, and then this guy, he was running around in a circle getting just random shots from this guy, but then the zone comes in and this dude has to move with the zone. So our player takes cover behind the UAZ and the buggy that are still conveniently there, just lands shot after shot on this dude and just kills him. So now he's down to the final person. I'm like, can this guy clutch it? This is a random person we were spectating because we died to a bot. He was the closest person to us. And yet, look at this. He takes a shot into the grass. This guy has no clue where he is. Probably thinks he's by the compound there, and he wins. So I don't know. I know, like I said, hopefully you guys, if you were here to see what happened with the bot, you guys probably aren't watching anymore. But for those of you who stuck around, this was just the most ridiculous game I've ever watched. So I figured I just have to cast the rest of it because, like I said, I was cracking up. I was like, can this guy do it? Who needs peeking? Who needs strategy? Just run through an open field, land your shots, and win the chicken dinner. So congratulations to Mr. 420. I forget the rest of his name. But I'm sure he gained a ton of ranking points, and it was a ton of fun for me to watch him. So there you have it. If you enjoyed the video, definitely give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing if you haven't already for tons more PUBG Mobile content. I hope to see you on the battlefield soon or my Discord server, which I'll leave a link to down below.